Hello there guys, Bulabo10000 here, bringing you another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate / Nintendo news update. I hope you guys are all enjoying your copy of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate if you have played it. If you haven't, I hope you get a copy soon because it is such a brilliant game and I have absolutely loved every single second of it, and it turns out I'm not the only person who's loved every single second of this game, but that's going to come a little bit later on in the video. Now, first things first, I am just going to point you guys, a little bit of a plug, I'm going to point you guys to my Mario Classic Mode route video that I put out earlier today. I'm going to be doing a video on every character's Classic Mode because I want to create videos on this game in terms of gameplay. I want to experience some of this with you guys, and I think that's going to be really fun because Classic Mode is easy, doesn't take too long, perfect for 15 to 20 minute videos. However, I did get a little bit of criticism on my last Mario Classic video by a certain user who said that the video is extremely irrelevant. Mario's Classic has been leaked already like 3 weeks ago. So, let's unpack this comment quickly before I get to the Nintendo news update. First things first, it was leaked before the game was officially released, which means that those people that leaked it are just... Ugh, no, I don't agree with that. That's not industry practice. Secondly, I couldn't make videos on it anyway because Nintendo doesn't monetize your videos unless it's a game that's already been launched. Like, I wouldn't have been able to make a proper video on it even if I wanted to, and I don't want to. Let me just say that. Thirdly, I don't give a damn if my video is quote-unquote extremely irrelevant. Quite frankly, it is extremely relevant, given the game has just officially released. So I just wanted to combat that little comment there. And anyway, today we are going to be talking about 3 different things. First things first, Sakurai comes up twice actually. He had 2 little topics of conversation during an interview with Edge magazine. I'm going to be going over those, and then we're going to go to the UK because there's a little bit of an interesting fact I want to share with you guys that I just found out. So first things first, Nintendo Everything made an article saying Sakurai talks working with third parties on Smash Bros. Characters, and it turns out Masahiro Sakurai has spoken to Edge this month and has created, talked about third-party characters and what it's like to work with third-party companies. And Sakurai says, there are cases where I will meet with the original creators myself once or twice, but in general, communication is carried out through Nintendo. In addition, it wouldn't necessarily be the original creator I would meet, rather like how I was directly involved with the Kirby series, but don't know about other projects now. We've made various changes so that both cartoonish and realistic characters can appear on the same screen together, with it seeming natural, and the characters still looking cool. Character movements are also developed with a Smash Bros. Style first. The end result from this is then passed on for review by the other companies, so they can point out any problems for us to fix, though there might be differences in what is regarded as acceptable in terms of Smash Bros. And in terms of the original series. In the end, we try to find something that both sides will be happy with. What I've always thought throughout my time working on this series is that if what I make is of good quality, more people will support it. I can feel the expectations coming from both inside and outside the company that Smash Bros. Ultimate will be able to do it right. So effectively, this is something I think a lot of us have always wondered, like how does third-party negotiations go? And yeah, it is what I think a lot of us expected. Sakurai doesn't always talk with the original creators, Nintendo handles most communication. If a character gets work done on them, it needs to be fed through their parent company before it can be accepted, and there's give and take on both sides. I think it is just interesting seeing Sakurai's take on it, and I think it's pretty crazy that he has that kind of theory that, you know, what he's always thought throughout his time is that if he makes good quality, more people will support it. I think that's a really, really good attitude to have. Like, if your product is quality, the company that owns the character is going to love it regardless. That being said, obviously there's a lot of inner politics when it comes to these sorts of things, but, you know, I think this is pretty dang cool. Okay, so, secondly, also with Edge, he talks about Kid Icarus Uprising, and whether he will get a port for Switch, and this is what he said. I could say that this was close to becoming the most difficult project in my career, both in terms of the team and the hardware, and this is about Kid Icarus Uprising, I believe. The team I had gathered differed greatly in culture and ways of thinking, so there was always confrontation. In addition, back when we were developing the game, we still couldn't make full use of the power of the Nintendo 3DS. Some improvements in aspects such as the middleware were made later on, but since the game was being made in the initial stages of Nintendo 3DS development, we had a really hard time going for what we wanted to. For example, I only found out that the Circle Pad Pro was going to be coming out when it was announced to the public by Nintendo. I wanted to make the game support this properly if I could, but this was impossible due to performance-related reasons. As a game in general, it's rich in content and enjoyable, and people have asked for a modern port. However, I don't think this will be possible, and if he's telling the truth about all of this, I mean, that is pretty rough. I mean, a team that didn't really agree on everything is always tough to work with, and if there was a lot of confrontation, I can understand why he might not be down to revisit that project. And finding out that that is apparently close to becoming the most difficult project in his career, that says a lot given some of the massive games he has developed, including all of the Smash titles, which are absolute monstrosities in terms of dev time. So I find that really, really interesting and quite eye-opening. It is sad that we might not get that Kid Icarus Uprising for Switch game that we've always wanted. Maybe we could get a sequel, maybe a different developer could handle it. I would like to see Pit continue to shine with a new game. But it is a shame that we probably won't be getting another Kid Icarus Uprising port at the moment. So lastly, we're going back to Smash Brothers. We're going to the UK charts because GameIndustry.biz has just released an article stating Smash Bros. Ultimate is the fastest selling Smash Bros. Of all time in the UK, which is absolutely insane. So first things first, let me just read this for you guys so you can understand just how crazy this is. Smash Bros. Ultimate breaks franchise records to become this week's #1 UK boxed game. It is the fastest selling Nintendo Switch game released so far, eclipsing the combined launch sales of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. The game's launch sales are 302% higher than the numbers achieved by Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, and they're 233% higher than Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. Launch sales are also 62.5% higher than the Wii game Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which at this point was the most sold of all of the Smash games. All of which means Ultimate is the fastest selling Smash Bros. Game in the franchise's UK history, and it's worth noting that the sales only include physical numbers, so digital downloads of Ultimate have not been counted. The fact that it is already 62.5% higher than Brawl, which was the fastest selling Smash game, which didn't have digital downloads back in the day, and now Ultimate has digital downloads and we don't know those numbers yet. That is insane! That is by far the craziest news I think I have heard. I didn't think that Ultimate would actually break the UK charts like this, because I've always felt that in UK specifically, I've always kind of felt like UK was more of like a PlayStation sort of country as opposed to Nintendo. There are a lot of us Nintendo fans, but like most people that I met growing up were always Sony fans. So to see Nintendo doing so well, and to see Smash Brothers doing so well, that is just brilliant. And I'm just gonna say, there are a few other little things here. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe boosted sales and rose 4 places to #5 most boxed game. FIFA 19 lost its #1 spot to Smash Brothers and falls to #3, which is why I was thinking Sony game. UK really likes its football after all. Red Dead Redemption 2 is in #2, and other stuff. Just Cause 4 debuts 2 spaces below where Just Cause 3 landed 3 years ago. Doesn't say what space that is though. But yeah, that is pretty damn insane. Outside of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, all games in the top 10 dropped in sales week on week as the Black Friday Cyber Monday sales period fully ends. But obviously Smash Brothers is currently leading. And here are the official top 10 boxed entries for this week for the UK. Super Smash Bros. At number 1, Red Dead at number 2, FIFA 19 at number 3, Battlefield at number 4, Mario Kart 8 number 5, Just Cause at 6, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 at 7, Spyro Reignited Trilogy at 8, Pikachu, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu at 9, and Fortnite Deep Freeze Bundle at 10. Fortnite stayed at 10, Pokemon went from 7 to 9, Spyro went from 6 to 8, Call of Duty 3 to 7, Just Cause is a debut, Mario Kart 8 from 9 to 5, Battlefield 4 4, FIFA 3 to 1, which that's a mistake, that needs to be switched around, it's 1 to 3, Red Dead 2 2, and Smash Ultimate I think is going to be dominating the sales for a few weeks now, I predict. I have no idea how this game is doing in America, but the UK is loving Smash, and I think that is brilliant to hear. So, are you guys enjoying Smash Brothers? Leave your comments in the description? Leave your comments in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and goodbye.